right?
Yep.
So I'm thinking, as I'm on the stage, I'm thinking, okay, we'll probably get our asses kicked. So then everything's over. I go to my seat. I sit down. 30-6. I'm like, okay, well, you know what? Fuck it. Like, this is something that I kind of expected. I said, like I said in the beginning of this year, I had absolutely zero expectations. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I did it to myself. I did it to myself because leading going into this game, I was confident. I was like, I think we can do this. Texans don't scare me. CJ Stroud don't scare me. Their offense don't scare me. And I was half right because the offense was ass. And we'll get to that in a minute. But that defense is something else. I'm not gonna lie. It's we'll get into that in a minute, but that defense is legit.
It is.
That defense is legit. I was like, wow, that is unbelievable. Hey, but welcome to the three. Oh, not three man. All right, welcome to the two man. Welcome to the two man
Who the
front.
other person?
Welcome to the two man front podcast. We are so happy to see you guys tonight. We are so excited to be back again to talk a lot of football. A lot went down. Obviously, you can see I'm wearing my shirt. Fog's team played. Both our teams are at home as we are as well. We got a lot to get to. A lot to get to. But of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys who have done that so far. Really, really, really appreciate that. Leave your comments below. We love when you guys leave comments, whether on YouTube, whether on Facebook, wherever you're watching tonight. Leave your comments below, or wherever you will be watching when this is recorded. Leave your comments below. Of course, we're going to talk about the immediate reaction. Mike Tomlin steps down. What's next for the Steelers? Of course, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Fogg's team. Who is the most to blame for the early exit? Who? Yeah, who deserves the most blame for the Eagles' early exit? I'm gonna ask Fogg that, see what he has to say. Looking forward to seeing what he has to say about that. And most dangerous team, Bills or the Texans? Which team is the most dangerous coming into the divisional round? And of course, we got our divisional round picks. We're gonna go through that. Obviously, Bills at Broncos. We got 49ers at Seahawks. We got Texans at Patriots, and of course, the nightcap. We got Rams at Bears. But first, Fog, of course, I'm gonna let you go first. I'm gonna step back. I've done a lot of talking about this already today. I've done a lot of thinking, and already got something in the works, writing about it. But I want to get your immediate reaction. Your immediate reaction on Mike Tomlin stepping down, and then what's next for my Pittsburgh Steelers?
Um, Media reaction for Tomlin stepping down. I think it was time. I think he made a decision that hey, I'm not doing this anymore. This was my last. We said at the beginning of the year that this was potentially their last, the Tomlin's last hurrah. Them going out and getting Aaron Rodgers. This was their his last opportunity to get a Super Bowl. And if he didn't, we both said that there's a potential that he would step down or he would get let go or there'd be a mutual parting of ways. And well, it came to fruition. He stepped down. Now, whether it was a mutual parting of ways, that'll come out later on. But he stepped down. I understand it. 19 years. I think he's going to take a year off to just relax
Yeah,
and see if he wants to get back into that game.
yeah,
But I don't. I think him stepping down from the Steelers was just. It's time. You spent enough time there. It's kind of like walk. It's kind of like retiring. You spend enough time at a job, and it's like, okay, I've done all I can do. There's nothing else for me to do, and it's time for me to walk away. And that's what I felt like Tomlin did. I think he. I told you at the beginning of the year, I felt he was going to walk away regardless what happens
mm,
this season. And so, unfortunately, it was another one and done, and he's stepping away. I think the tough part for the Steelers is going to be trying to continue that trend of finding a quality coach that's going to be there for a long period of time because you have that history. I mean, I think what they have 3 coaches in the
Three
last like
coaches.
fucking 40 years.
I mean, no, since 1933. So more than 40. 3 coaches overall, ever.
That's
Since the
insane.
inception. Since the inception of the franchise has been around. 3 coaches, which is crazy. Yeah, which is insane.
Cowher, Noel, and Tomlin. That's crazy.
That's it. That is it. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on that, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Initially, when I saw when I got the notification on my phone, I was kind of stunned. I was like kind of left stunned. I didn't think it would happen this fast. I thought he would take like maybe a week, possibly a couple days to kind of think about it. But him doing it right after the game, like less than 24 hours, really, the game ending, you knew this was on his mind. You knew that he was ready, right? You
Yeah.
knew that this was anything, and like you said, you knew that win or lose, whether he rode to the sunset or AFC title game or whatever it may be, this was it for him. So it really seemed like that. But maybe this game maybe it made it a little easy for him. Like maybe it was a little easier for him to kind of say, you know what, I'm done. Um, yeah, I wasn't upset that this happened because, like I said, I was kind of feeling it more than ever before. I was kind of feeling it, um, but I was just in some ways a little like annoyed about like just some Steeler fans. And I wrote this in my piece. I'm gonna put it out there tomorrow. I wrote it in my piece, just kind of underappreciated of how
Yeah.
underappreciated they seem. Um, I understand the NFL is a win now league. I understand the NFL is a league that you want. It's about winning. I get it. I want to win too. I want to win championships. I want to win Super Bowl. I want to win every year. But we all know like that doesn't happen. It's not realistic, right? I get it. And
Hmm.
I understand. Look, no lie. Look, 7 straight losses in the playoffs is not a good look. It's just not. It's something that you can't. I could really couldn't defend anymore, right? It's not a good look. But look, man, the one thing about what that bothers me about Steeler fans right now is that they really feel like things are gonna get instantly better, which I don't think there are. Like I don't see that. Like, don't tell me whoever we get next year that they're gonna catapult us to the Super Bowl. Don't tell
Yeah.
me that. Don't sit here and tell me that whoever we sign next year as the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers that we are going to the Super Bowl or we are going to like new heights or we're going above and beyond of what Mike Tomlin did over the 19. Don't tell me that. That's not happening. Okay, I'm not a betting man like you, Fog, but I can bet that's not happening. Like it just bothers me that a lot of Steeler fans really feel like Mike Tomlin was the issue, which he definitely was not. I mean, I'm not saying Mike never made any mistakes, but he definitely was not the issue. I just don't understand why people don't really see there were a lot of things that were going on that I don't want to say they would be all Mike's control, but we didn't have a quarterback, and I think people realize it's pretty freaking hard to find a quarterback in this league, right? It's hard to find quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen's and Lamar Jackson's just don't fall in your damn lap. They just
No.
don't. Like I don't care, and I don't care where you're picking in the draft. They just don't. Lamar was a 32nd pick. Josh Allen was a top 5 pick, I believe, and Mahomes was picked somewhere in the middle. So like I just there's so many things. I just appreciate. I'm not gonna go too long on this. I just appreciate Mike for really just always being willing to compete, being willing to accept challenges. Um, I mean, I mean, you won't find an ounce of controversy surrounding his name off the field, even on the
No.
field, even on the field. Like he's beloved by every single one of his players.
Consummate
Players
professional.
want to play. Right, right. Players want to play for Mike Tomlin. There's a reason why he's never had a losing season, and he drags these teams to the playoffs. It's because players want to run through a wall for him. Players want to play for the Steelers. Players want to play for Mike Tomlin. So they're going to do whatever it takes to help him win.
Yeah.
They're going to overachieve for him, and that's something that as a head coach or as a coach on any level is not easy to do. It's just not. It's not easy to do for especially for 19 years. It's unbelievable. Mike Tomlin has done, and I feel like it's being underappreciated because he only won one, like only one Super Bowl. Like it bothers me to no end that there's just a lack of appreciation with Mike Tomlin that I feel from not all but most, not all but some Steeler fans. And what's next for us? I I throw out some names. I think I like Robert Saleh. I like him. I like Mike Brian Flores. Even though we talked about it last week, I don't think he's getting a job. I like Brian Flores. Um, what's the guy's name? Oh my God, his name. I wrote his name down. The guy from LA, the Rams. Um, something Minter. I want to say he's the DC. I Bottom line is, I want a defensive minded coach. I don't want an offensive minded coach. If I had to choose which side I would go, I want a defensive minded coach. That's Steeler football. I want to run the football and stop the run, and that's pretty much what I think we should do next. And that's what I think we're going to do. I don't think we're going to shy away from that. I think we're going to get a strong defensive minded coach. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like the Rooneys are going to continue to go that way. I don't see us being some high flying. I don't see us getting like a Cliff Kingsbury. I'll shoot myself if I can swing. I will shoot myself. I'm not playing. I'll be so mad. I will be so pissed off if we got because that is such a trendy move. It's such a like a Gen Z move. I don't want it. I can't stand it. I don't want that in Pittsburgh. I don't need like that. I don't need it. Like we tried it with Todd Haley, with the Killer Bees and stuff. We tried having a high power offense and a kind of good defense, and it didn't work. Right? I don't want it. I
They're
don't.
going to hire Kevin Stefanski.
It's funny. Like people are thinking that Harbaugh and Tomlin are gonna swap places, which is so
No,
dumb. That's not
no.
gonna happen. Like they're not. They're
I,
not swapping.
I'm going to go out on a limb right here and say Harbaugh is going to wind up in Miami. Because that's
Okay.
the only place that I believe will give him full autonomy.
Full
What he
full
is
control.
looking at, what he apparently, allegedly, is looking for.
Yeah.
If I was any of the NFL teams looking for a head coach, I'm not hiring John Harbaugh.
You're not hiring John Harbaugh?
I'm not.
Hmm.
Because all these teams that are looking for a coach are in rebuild modes. None of these teams are in a position where you can say, hey, they're a year or two away from potentially being a Super Bowl contender. And Harbaugh's what, 64, 65?
He's 10. I didn't realize he was 10 years older than Mike. I didn't realize Mike was 53. Like I
So
didn't even yeah, that's
how much more time does he have? We saw
yeah.
what a 72-year-old Pete Carroll just did in Vegas. We saw what happened. He wasn't apparently he was unaware that his offensive line knew how to block or didn't know how to block. So yeah, how much time is left? If I was any of these teams, I'm not hiring John Harbaugh at all.
Wow. So you don't think he's gonna get a job, but you wouldn't hire
He's going to
John?
get a job. I wouldn't hire
Yeah.
him at all. Nope.
Wow. Okay. Okay. I I have said I think John should wait. I don't know what the rush is. I mean, maybe his age does play a factor. I think he knows that. Maybe he doesn't have that much time left. 63 years old is up getting up there. For to put it in perspective, yeah, like you said, Pete Carroll is 72. I want to say Andy Reid is what 67, 68, something like
Yeah,
that.
something like
He's
that.
up there. He's up there. So Andy doesn't have that much time left, right? So there's that as well. But so yeah, I've been telling everybody, and I'm telling you right now, one of the hottest jobs that's going to be open is going to be next year, and it's going to be the Washington Commanders. And it's whoever gets that job is going to be able to coach Jane Daniels, and you're going to have a pretty damn good quarterback already there. So, I think Mike Tomlin and Harbaugh should just wait for that job. Like what I think there's going to be better jobs opening next year. Like I think Zach Taylor's going to be fired next year, and then you can get to coach Joe Burrow, right? I think Zach Taylor's going to be fired next year.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be some heads rolling. Don't. I'm still not sold. I know they want a playoff game. I'm still not sold on Mike McDermott. Is Mike McDermott? Who the Bills coach?
Sean McDermott.
Sean McDermott. Sorry, Sean.
Yeah.
I'm not sold. I don't think his job is that tight. I don't care. Especially if they don't win this year. Like I don't think his job's that tight. So
No, if they don't win this year, and I know that Joe Brady, the OC in Buffalo, could be he's a name that has been
he's a
tossed
name.
around already for
He's a name.
coaching opportunities.
Yep.
Yeah, McDermott's job could be in jeopardy.
I think it is.
Uh,
I think
I
it's more
it,
so. Matt LaFleur's job could be in jeopardy, right? If not
nah,
this year, then next year.
yeah, but they're this. It came out. Now I don't know how. I think Adam Schefter reported it that they're looking to extend his contract.
Oh, okay.
So that
So
came out, but I'm just like, this is the first time we're hearing of it. How come there was no conversation during the season?
interesting.
What
Yeah.
what
changed?
happened that
Yeah.
prompted this? So
What changed? Yeah. What changed? Yeah, I think Mike's gonna wait a year. I can see him doing TV. He'll sit out a year or maybe two. Or maybe never come back. I don't know. Everyone thought Bill Cowher was coming back. He never did. So like I mean, I don't know. But we'll see. All right, Fog, it's your turn. Your Eagles. They were ousted by the I call them the preseason 49ers because they have zero starters. It seems like they have no starters on the field at the moment.
outside of McCaffrey, Purdy, and Kittle, and now Kittle's down.
Kittle's out.
I didn't know who the fuck was on the football field for this team.
No, I don't think most people. I don't think even Niners fans even knew who's on the field. I know Trent Williams came back, but I don't think that's a big factor. Well, maybe it was. But Frog, who deserves the most blame in the city of brotherly love for the early exit?
Well, let's see. The fact that the 49ers went in there and it was Shane Falco and the replacements that beat the shit out of them. um, I don't even know if there's one individual. You got to blame coaching. Sirianni, obviously, Kevin Patullo. That offense was it's the offense has been stagnant all year. It's no fluidity to it, no consistency whatsoever with the offense. And Jalen Hurts, you got to blame Hurts. Hurts has been. I'm going to say this, and I think people are going to get pissed off about it, especially Eagles fans. I like Jalen Hurts. I really do.
We all do.
Jalen Hurts is truly the definition of what a system quarterback is. I say that to say this. If he is not given proper direction, Jalen Hurts is not improvising. Jalen Hurts is not reading defenses and dissecting it in a fashion that you can see Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes do. He's not audible into something that is going to be game changing. This is not who he is. He is a worker. He needs to be told what to do, how to do it. You saw it with Shane Steichen. You saw it with Kellen Moore. What were those guys? They were advanced offensive coordinators who had a plan. They had a system. They said, hey, this is what we want to accomplish. This is our goal. Jalen Hurts embodied that goal, and you saw success. What did you see with Brian Johnson and Nick Sirianni? What did you see this year with Kevin Patullo and Nick Sirianni? Guys who were not experienced. Guys who clearly, especially Patullo this year, had no goal. We don't know what that offense was supposed to look like. And so Jalen Hurts struggled with that. And you said again, Shane Steichen, Hurts put up top 10 statistics. Kellen Moore, Hurts put up top 10 statistics. Brian Johnson, Kevin Patullo, he was outside of that top. He was just an average, mediocre to average quarterback statistics. So he needs somebody that is going to put a system in place, that is going to have a goal. This is our focus. This is our identity offensively. Eagles played this year without an offensive identity. And you could blame the players all you want. Players came up short, Hurts came up short, but at the end of the day, if your team doesn't have an identity, that isn't the players' fault. That's the coaching fault. You did not lay down the foundation. You did not lay down the blueprint to what this team is supposed to look like. And the irony is, Kellen Moore and Shane Steichen showed you what the
Yep.
blueprint should look like. And Nick Sirianni, as a head coach, has been incapable of doing it. He shows he could be a good leader in the
Yep.
locker room, a leader as a coach. You need a leader and an experienced offensive coordinator to lead that team. You need somebody who's going to lay down a foundation, who's going to give you a blueprint. And that's what Philadelphia needs. They cannot continue with we're going to promote this guy, or this guy's going to be, it's not going to work. The Eagles are not going to have success. Howie Roseman has to have his hand in the cookie jar and say, like he did before last year when they won the Super Bowl, I'm
Yeah.
picking the coordinators. Vic Fangio, Kellen Moore, they're our guys. He went out, he made the hires. He's got to go out and make the hire again. The blame right here is the Eagles coaching staff. The blame right here is the Eagles players. They played not down. They played below the competition. And Shanahan took Sirianni to the woodshed as far as coaching is concerned, because that band of misfits that took the field at home in Philly, San Francisco's they band of misfits. This was the island of misfit toys that they brought into Philadelphia, and they beat the Eagles soundly. Yeah, that's definitely that's coaching. That's coaching, and Sirianni and that coaching staff blew it. Patullo's gone. Let's see what they do and who they bring in.
So let me ask you a follow. I mean, I don't disagree with most of what you said. I don't disagree. I will say that if I say who deserved the most blame, is probably Patula, for the lack of creativity and for the lack of, I guess, putting Jalen in position to be successful, because that's what
Mm-hmm.
Jalen needs. But which leads me to my question though, like how at some point, how much hand holding is Jalen Hurts going to need in order to be I don't want to say he's not functional, because he's not bad. I don't want to say he's like incapable of like I don't want to. I'm trying to think of an example of that, but what coach really is like almost has the hand on the back of the court. I can't think of anybody right now where that's happened. I'm sure it has, but I don't think Jalen is there. I don't think Jalen's a guy where he's somebody that, like you said he can't function. Almost like he said he can't function without coaching or without somebody holding his hand. So I guess my question to you is this: like how much coaching is Jalen gonna need until, man, like you just gotta make a play. You gotta get better. You gotta get to the point where you can almost outplay your coaching. I feel like, for example, Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow outplays his coaching.
Yes.
Like he outplays it. Like he outplays. We all know Zach Taylor's a trash coach. I don't even know who the OC is. I have no clue who it is. But Joe Burrow outplays it. Now Joe Burrow's a beast. He's an elite quarterback. He's not Jalen. Jalen Hurts is not him. But it gets to the point where it's like, man, okay, like how do I outplay my bad coaching? Like I gotta do something. Can I run? Can I take off? Like can I make something happen? It seems like he does it in the Super Bowl every damn year he's there, right? He plays out of his mind. He almost plays like he's having fun, loose. He's like running around out there, he's making plays with his legs. But he almost seems like he's almost incapable of like taking the team and like lifting it himself. Another guy who outplays his coaching, in my opinion, is Josh Allen. I think
Yes.
Josh Allen does it. Josh Allen is a guy that carries his team and outplays bad coaching. So like I think Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback, maybe like above average to good. That's where he is, somewhere around above average to good. He has great games like he does in Super Bowls, and he won MVP. But man, he is limited. He just is. He is a limited talent. He's a limited talented quarterback where you could only do so much with him. So like I'm not saying Kevin Patella didn't deserve to get fired. He didn't do a great job. He wasn't creative. He didn't like there's certain things that I felt like he could have done with Jalen that he didn't. But man, I just I agree with you. Patella gets most of the blame. But if I had to say number two, I kind of have to give it to Jalen Hurts a little bit because man, you're like if you're gonna be a Super Bowl MVP and you're gonna get all this praise, right? You gotta make something shape.
Yeah.
You gotta do something. Like if he wasn't an MVP and he was just a guy apart, like he was just a guy a part of the equation, kind of like a Ryan Tannehill, right? He was just a part of the. No one expected Ryan Tannehill to carry the Titans, right? But Jalen Hurts is a Super Bowl MVP, man. Like he's got a lot of praise. He's got paid. He's got a lot of praise. I expect more. That's all. And if he's hit his ceiling, if he has hit his ceiling, which it seems like, I don't know about you, seems like the ceiling has been hit with Jalen Hurts. I don't think he's gonna get any better. Then
No, no,
I
he's
think
not.
that
Listen, Jalen Hurts, like you said, he's a good quarterback. You know who else was good? Were good quarterbacks? Kirk Cousins, when he was
Kirk
in his
Cousins. Yep.
prime, was a good
Yep.
quarterback. Brock Purdy, we see it
Brock
now.
Purdy.
He's a
Brock Purdy.
good
He's
quarterback.
good.
Jalen
Yeah.
Hurts is in that company. Jalen Hurts is not in the company of guys like Dak Prescott, of guys
Nope.
like how Matt Ryan was, Matthew Stafford. He's not in that company. And when people were comparing him to the elite quarterbacks, Burrow, Jackson, Mahomes, Allen, no, he's not even close. He's not in that company. He had
No.
elite performances, but just because he had elite performances doesn't mean he's an elite quarterback. Yes, the Eagles went to 2 Super Bowls with him, should have won both of them. But would that make him a Hall of Famer? Would that make him an elite quarterback because he did that? No,
Nope.
no.
No.
And his regular season performances and his inconsistency year in and year out is an indictment on that.
Yep. Yeah, yeah. I made a post to put on Threads, got a lot of traction. Yeah, it was about 50-50. I said, I'm telling you right now, I will take Dak Prescott over Jalen Hurts as my quarterback any day of the week. And people went crazy. I don't know why, but
Because you've seen Jalen Hurts perform at the highest level on the
yeah,
biggest stage, and
yeah,
he made plays where Dak Prescott had struggled. And Dak Prescott,
yeah.
listen, you could say Dak Prescott had equal talent to what Jalen Hurts had on the football field.
Overall,
When you look at why skill position players,
like overall team or just like offense?
offense, skill position players on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, C.D. Lamb, A.J. Brown.
If I was
Uh,
if I was Dak and I looked at both rosters and say where would you rather be? Would you rather be with Saquon Barkley, Devontae Smith, and AJ
oh, yeah.
Brown?
Well, this year, yeah, of course you
Well,
would.
I'm talking about the last few years. Maybe like last couple years, maybe. Last couple years, maybe since Saquon got there. Even before Saquon, like
Before you could do before Saquon, they had Miles Sanders.
yeah, Miles Sanders. I I feel like there was a little more balance in Philly. I feel like there's a little more balance. I feel like over the last few years, the balance in Philly has been a little more than the balance in Dallas. And I feel like if you would have put Dak Prescott in Philly with those two receivers and that running back and that line with that defense, I'm not saying they win it all because you just never know in football, but
No, I
you
think
know,
I think Dak Prescott would put up spectacular
yeah,
numbers.
yeah.
I don't
Look,
doubt that. I honestly think there's probably even with how people say how great Philly was and how great the Eagles setup was. I'll be honest with you. There's probably only two or three quarterbacks that I would say could go to Philly and win the Super Bowl
mm-hmm,
with that same roster.
yeah.
Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes would be two of the quarterbacks that come off the top of my head that with that roster, I think they would have been capable of winning the Super Bowl.
In Philly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. Yeah, look, last thing about Jalen and people saying that he's better than Dak because Jalen's got to the Super Bowl. The one thing I will say is this: I can appreciate two things. Both things can be true. I think Dak Prescott is better at quarterbacking than Jalen Hurts. And I really appreciate how Jalen Hurts steps up in big moments, like he does in the Super Bowl. I appreciate it, but he's got to get there first. And he needs a lot of help to get there. Like, once he gets there, hey, all bets are off. The guy turns into fucking
Yeah.
John Elway. Like he turns into fucking John Elway, like or whoever. But he's got to get there first. So like, I'm always taking the guy who can actually push the ball down the field, and I take my
Mhm.
chances with that. If I can't make it with Dak Prescott, then so be it.
Yeah.
So be it. Whatever. All right, moving on. We got two teams, Fog. Two teams who, it was kind of a tale of two games, right? The Texans dominated my Steelers, as you know, last night. It was complete domination, but offensively, like I feel like if Texans played any other team, that game would have been competitive. That game would have been because offensively, the Texans were not great on offense. Great on defense, not offense. They got Buffalo. You got Buffalo, man. Look, I am not a Josh Allen apologist. I think Josh Allen is obviously a top 5 quarterback, but he balled his ass off. I mean, I can't even knock him. He played great against Jacksonville Jaguars. He was great, and they're moving on to play Denver at Denver. So, Fog, question: after those two performances, Texans defense, you got apparently Superman Josh Allen over here right now, who is just playing out of his mind. He's playing, just great football. To you, knowing what you know about these teams, who is the most dangerous team, or who's more dangerous moving forward? Assuming one of them or both win.
I want to say the Texans so bad because of how good
Yeah.
that defense is. I really want to say the Texans because of how good that defense is. But you just said it. Offense is important too. And
It
I
is,
just
man.
feel like the Bills defensively are good enough to get by because I
Mm-hmm.
don't think offensively any of these teams left in the AFC are going to be uh would be able to beat the Bills in a shootout offensively.
Yep.
And so I think the Bills are a more dangerous team just because of Josh Allen alone and what he's capable of doing and what that offense is capable of doing. Because I'll be honest with you, Jacksonville should have beaten the Bills.
They have. Oh my god.
Jacksonville should have
Oh my
absolutely
gosh.
beaten Buffalo. And the fact that Buffalo got out of that game and won that game, I expected the Texans to beat the Steelers. I didn't think I expected the Buffalo Bills to have a tough game against Jacksonville, but I expected Jacksonville to win that game. And the fact that the Bills came out in that game, I think the Bills are a more dangerous team than the Texans right now. The Texans have a much better defense, but you still got to be able to put points on the board.
Yeah,
And
man.
if you told me both these teams could keep a game close going
Hmm.
down to the wire, who am I trusting if both of these teams have the ball and their offense has to win the game for them? I'm trusting Buffalo.
Yeah. Yeah, the interesting thing about the Texans and last night, like I said at the beginning of the show, I only watched the first half. And the interesting thing is, I don't even know how the Texans got 30 fucking points. I don't even know. I mean, I think I do. I think CJ had a touchdown pass to Kirk. I think they ran it in, but they
Two
had
defensive
two
touchdowns.
defensive touchdowns. So, like, if you take those two defensive touchdowns away, they have only what I believe. I want to say, if my math is correct, they have what 22 points,
Yeah.
right? And so it's really 22-6. Like, and CJ Stroud had 5 turnovers. He had 3 fumbles, or 2 fumbles, or 4 turnovers. He had 2 fumbles. I know he had 2 fumbles
No,
and maybe 2 picks.
it was a very shitty
He
three.
had an
It was a
awful
shitty game
game.
overall. It was a shitty game
It
overall for
was
both teams.
for both teams.
It was just ugly.
For both teams offensively, yeah. Um, so with that, but with the Bills, man, I just don't know if I don't know what's more of the narrative or the headline. Did the Jags choke, or did Josh Allen was he just that good? And I almost want to lean towards the Jags kind of choking, because like you said, you and I both said the Jags should have won this game. And they just didn't put the Bills away. They just kept allowing the Bills to actually be in the game. But
See, I wouldn't say the Jags choked.
you would say that
Their defense just they had no answer.
they had
They
no answer for
really
Josh.
had no answer
Yeah,
for Josh Allen.
yeah,
I
yeah.
almost feel like they didn't prepare properly for Josh Allen because offensively, listen, that offense was humming. The Jaguars,
They were, yeah,
every
they
time
were.
the Bills did
Yep,
something, the
yep.
Jags
The Jags
responded
were
like they were
responded.
there.
Yeah, yeah. It almost seemed like they should have. It almost seemed like they could have maybe milked the clock a little bit and kept Josh Allen off the field. But yeah, no, I agree with that.
They
It
could
really
have ran
kind
the
of came
ball
down.
more. I think they could
They
have
could
ran
have
the
ran the
ball
ball
because
more.
they were dominated on the ground.
Yeah, they could have ran the ball a little more. I think they should have done that. Kept Josh Allen off the field. Too much time was given to him to make to drive the ball down the field and score that game-winning touchdown. Um,
But
you
again,
know, to,
He's making plays with nobody on that. That receiving core sucks.
okay, let me respond to that real quick, because I had a huge discussion about that. About um Josh Allen not having help. Let's be a little realistic here. I understand it's good to say and cool to say, and to say Josh Allen's out there was 1v11. I get it, but Josh Allen has help. He's got a pretty decent line.
Yeah.
The running back is
James
the
Cook is
rushing leader.
phenomenal.
He's an all pro, first team all pro running back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, defensively, they played good. They played well enough, right?
Yeah.
And they weren't an awful defensive team. They were like maybe middle of the pack. Like, I think they were ranked 13th. So like it wasn't as if they were like ranked 28th and Josh Allen has to put up 40 a game to keep up. That's not what's happening here. I understand the receiving core is thin. I get it. It's not great. I still think Keon Coleman is can be formidable when his head's on straight. I do. I feel like he can be, but yeah, I get they don't have any big name receivers. But I'm just not of the I'm not in the camp and to sit here and say that Josh Allen is doing all by himself. I do think he had a great game.
I'm not saying he's doing it by himself. I just said that receiving core sucks. And I could give you the numbers to prove it. James, you mentioned James Cook, and I'm with you with James Cook. James Cook and Josh Allen. James Cook and Josh Allen just on the Russian front, Brian, accounted
Yeah,
for 26 touchdowns
yeah,
between James Cook and Josh Allen. The receiving core take away James Cook's 2 receiving touchdowns that he's got for them, that
Yeah.
wide receiving core had 27, one more touchdown than Cook and Allen rushing combined.
Yeah.
Yes, that receiving core sucks.
Our
Their
receiver core
leading
does.
receiver was Khalil Shakir, who had 72 receptions for 719 yards and 4 receiving touchdowns. They only had one receiver, and that was Kincaid, who had 5 touchdown
Austin
receptions.
Kincaid. Yeah.
Everybody else had 4 or less on that team.
It wasn't a great year for the receiving core for the Bills. I'm not denying that at all. But okay. I'm glad you are having, unlike some people, are having a little bit of nuance to this, and you're acknowledging it. At the very least, you're acknowledging that the Bills have weapons. They're just
Oh
not on
no,
the
they
receiving
do.
core. Right. They're not
They
on the
do.
receiving
It's
core.
just
Okay.
that's not the
Okay.
receivers. That's why I said their
Okay.
receiving core sucks.
Okay. The answer to this question, I think the Bills are the more dangerous team because they can move the ball. Unlike the Texans, they can move the ball and they can play defense. I just don't trust CJ Stroud. I don't think CJ Stroud is someone that I feel like people thought he was going to be. I think at this point, people thought he was going to be some elite quarterback. He's just not. I think his ceiling is coming. I don't think it's getting any better. I think he is who he is. He's a middle of the pack quarterback, top 12 to 15 guy who he's always going to be. But he has a great defense. But I think he's going to be the reason why that defense does not while that defense is not get the well, they get the praise, but doesn't get the justification to being possibly one of the great defenses of all time because that offense is going against CJ Stroud. Just can't understand that. Hey, I have a really great defense. Let me not put the ball on the damn ground. Let me not turn the ball over. Let me just be more conservative, right? And take what their defense gives me because I have a great defense. I know is always going to give me good field position. So
Yep.
I'm going with the Bills. Experience, Josh Allen, and I think Houston somehow is going to mess this up. I'll talk about why when we pick our games, but I'm going with the Bills. I think the Bills are the more dangerous team right now. I think the Bills get on a roll. I think the Bills. I think the Bills are the team Denver did not want to see. I don't think Denver wanted to see Buffalo. I think Denver possibly wanted to see anybody else but Buffalo. But they got Buffalo. Yeah, they got them. I got the Bills. But let's dive into these games, man. Let's get into these games. We got a divisional round game picks. We got some really, really, really interesting ones starting on Saturday. We just talked about it right now. Bills at Broncos. Saturday, 1:30 on the West Coast, 4:30 Eastern. Fog, who you got? Bills at Broncos.
I
Number 1 seed Broncos, by the way.
I hate saying this. I hate saying this. I hate saying this twofold. I'm going to be rooting for Buffalo, but I'm taking coaching here, and I'm taking Sean Payton. I'm taking the experience. I'm taking that they've got a good enough defense. They've got a good offense, and they've got the balance on both sides of the ball that I
Yep.
think even in a close game, they can pull it out and win it. Even if the ball's in Bo Nix's hands for the last drive, Denver can pull it out and win it, and it's because of coaching for me at the end of the day. I don't believe in Sean McDermott. I believe that again, what you saw in Jacksonville last week was okay, Josh, go win the game for us. Sean Payton has a game plan. He's going to put one together, and the Broncos, unfortunately, are going to wind up winning this game.
Oh, this is a tough one. We just talked about the Bills being a more dangerous team. Um, I think Mile
If
High
they
is
were
going
paying
to.
if they were playing the Patriots, I would take the Bills.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I would too. No. Even in Foxborough,
Yeah.
yeah. I agree. Like if the Bills win this game and they end up playing New England, Bills going to Super Bowl. I'm gonna say it right now. The Bills are going. But yeah, I gotta agree, Falk. I gotta agree with you on this one. I think Denver's hard to play in, man. Denver's hard. Mile High is hard to play at. I think playing on Saturday, they just like playing on getting done to play on Saturday and then playing on Saturday again. It's gonna be tough travel. Broncos have been sitting there, waiting. I got Denver. I got Denver in this game as well. And I think this is where it ends for Buffalo. So yeah, both of us got Denver. Next game we got the nightcap of Saturday. Got the preseason 49ers at the Seattle Seahawks. 5 o'clock Pacific time, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Who you got in this one?
I'm taking Seattle. That defense is playing great, and I know Sam Darnold is still Sam Darnold. But even if Darnold screws up, that defense is good enough to make up for it. I'm taking Seattle over the 49ers.
I got a question after my pick. I just thought about this. I might have made this a poll because I'm curious about it. But yeah, I mean, the Niners, a couple things. The Niners kind of got screwed as well. The Niners, didn't they play the late game?
Yeah.
They played the late game on Saturday, right?
Yeah, it was
Sunday?
the 4 Sunday.
No, it
It
was
was
Sunday.
I think they were the 4:15 or 4:30 game.
And then they got to turn around and play on Saturday. They got
Mm-hmm.
screwed. They got screwed with that. I will say, I've been talking to Niner fans all day. I said, y'all got fucked. I don't know why the league did that to you guys. That's awful. You guys be playing on Sunday, but I did say that, honestly, travel wise, not bad. You're going to a familiar place. It's not a long travel. It's right there in Seattle. It's like 2 hours away, 2 hour flight, so that's good. Familiar territory. So it's nothing like you had. And it's a rubber match, right? It's a rubber match, so it's not as if like there's that. No Kittle though, man. No Kittle. Trent Williams is still dealing with the hamstring. Christian McCaffrey can't do this all by himself, man.
No.
And the last time he played Seattle, they kind of bottled him up a little bit. You're right about Sam Darnold. I'm still waiting for Sam Darnold to turn into a pumpkin. I really am. I'm waiting for it. It may not be this game, but it's gonna happen. I think it is. Um, I think this is gonna be closer than we think. It's a division rival game. I got Seattle, but if I had to pick a score, I'm gonna say, Falk, honestly, it's gonna be close. I'm gonna say 27-20, 27-24. I think the Niners are gonna have a chance. Somehow, some way, they're gonna have the ball in their hands with 2 minutes per. Somehow, I'm just saying, it's a divisional game. If they were still voting coach of the year, it should be Mike Shanahan or Kyle Shanahan. Excuse me, should be Kyle Shanahan. So, but I got the Seahawks. Quick question. Who do you trust more, C.J. Stroud or Sam Darnold?
Fuck.
That's
Man,
gonna be a hell of a poll.
that's a real tough question.
It's gonna be a hell of a poll question. I think I know where people were to go, but I was wondering where you were to go first.
I think I trust. I think I trust Stroud because he's still younger. There's still. Darnold didn't look as good as Stroud did in his first 3 years. So I'm going to roll the dice with Stroud.
Man.
Barely, just barely.
Is this Stroud's first play? No, it's not. It's not his playoff game.
No. Listen, Stroud's played good. Even this year, he's played this.
He had a good year. Yeah.
That game against the goddamn Steelers, it was a struggle. Like but again,
he had
the whole offense looked bad.
Yeah, Stroud must have taken the under or something. I don't know what he did. I don't know what Stroud. I don't know what he was. Even me watching that game, I was like, "What the hell is this guy trying to do here? Like, what's
It's
happening?"
fantasy.
But
It's fantasy football's over. He doesn't have to put any numbers up
it's
anymore.
crazy. Yeah, I already have to. I don't think I answered my own question. I don't know. I gotta think about that. Stroud. Who do you guys think? If you're watching out there, who do you trust more? Do you trust CJ Stroud or do you trust Sam Darnold? I don't know. I'm gonna put that one out there tomorrow. I'll put it out there tomorrow. But speaking of CJ Stroud, Sunday lineup start 12 o'clock kickoff in Foxborough. Texans at Patriots. Fall, who you got?
I'm going to take the Texans in an upset because
Wow.
I'm not big on the Patriots offense. The Patriots offense they've struggled all year. They've struggled all year. They've had a lot of close games.
Man.
There's games where they've looked sloppy. And again, you're going against the best defense in the NFL right now. The best defense in the NFL. And that defense just showed you that they could win a game in the fourth quarter with their quarterback not playing anywhere near his best. And that offense not even looking anywhere near its best. There's no way that offense looks as bad as it did going into this game. So just on that sheer fact alone, I'm going to take the Texans here in an upset.
Do you think? Hmm. Obviously, the Patriots' offense is better than the Steelers' offense, right?
I don't know.
Really?
I don't. I think Josh McDaniel's a genius of an offensive coordinator because you look at the shitty ass schedule that the Patriots had to play this year. I didn't even realize they had the worst, like the weakest schedule
You play
ever.
the you play the
And
Jets
then
twice. Yeah.
you look at some of the games and how they struggled. I'm like, huh.
We beat them at home.
So again, I picked the Patriots this year to be that Cinderella team, but I think the Texans defense is going to smack New England into a reality. You're playing a top tier defense. It's playoff time. We already said it before. Playoff is the playoffs completely different than the regular season. And I can see these guys tightening up and I could see absolutely D'Amico Ryan's getting this team up and ready for this game, especially after their poor showing against the Steelers.
Man, this is. I'm not gonna overthink this. I think the Patriots are gonna win. I think the Patriots are gonna win. I love the Texans defense. I think their defense is great. I just think the Patriots are the better football team. I think they have the better quarterback. Overall football team. They don't have the better defense, obviously, but they have the better quarterback. And I think Drake May is going to make some plays that Aaron Rodgers couldn't make with his legs. I
Mm,
think that's what's going to happen. I think Drake May is a young, obviously more springy quarterback than Aaron Rodgers, and Drake May is going to be able to make some plays that Aaron Rodgers was not able to make. And I think CJ Stroud is going to make some more mistakes. I think he's going to make some mistakes. Throw a pick, fumble it, something, hold on to the ball too long. Their offense is great either, and I think the Patriots are going to do what the Steelers could not do and capitalize on mistakes. They're not gonna we only had 6 points off 3 turnovers, which is
yeah,
abysmal, which is a joke. I think if CJ Stroud turns the ball over 3 times against the Patriots, it's game over.
yeah.
I think it's game over. I don't think they can overcome that. Even as good as that Texans defense is, you got to score. Like you said, you got to score
Mm-hmm.
points. You got to be able to score. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go New England on this one. I think this is where the train stops with the Texans. I just don't think it's funny, right? The Texans are a great defense, and I understand people are like going gung ho on them, but I'm not ready to call them the 14 Seahawks or the 2000 Ravens or
No, no.
anything like that. Like they're not they're not good enough to uplift that offense like those teams were. They're not good enough. They're not that good yet. Yeah, it could be down the line, but not at this point. No, not at this point. So I got New England. So we split there. All right. I think next game, which I think is the best game of the weekend, in my opinion. Rams, Bears, Rams going to Chicago. Fog, Sunday night, 6 o'clock game. Who you got?
I want to pick the Rams so bad, but I'm with you. This is going to be a very close game. This might be the game of the weekend. Um, I think this is going to come down to coaching
Mm-hmm.
and situational coaching. And I think the Rams have been teetering, unfortunately,
Mm-hmm.
uh, on falling apart. And the Bears have been in the opposite. They've been teetering on making it happen and getting the breaks to go their way. I'm going to take the Bears to beat the Rams this weekend.
Man, I'm tempted to say this. I really am. I'm tempted to say, um, the winner of this game is going to win the Super Bowl. I'm tempted to say that the Super Bowl champion is in this game. Like, I feel like I feel like whoever wins this game is going to beat the Niners or Seahawks.
Wow, that's
Um,
disrespectful. I think Sam Darnold's going to the Super Bowl.
I'm just I'm just saying. I think I
And
think
I
this
trust
is
CJ Stroud more than him.
Oh man, this is gonna be a heavyweight fight. I really do. I think so. I don't think weather is gonna affect the Rams for a couple of reasons. Their main guys, uh, Matt Stafford played in Detroit, plays the Bears. He's used to it. Puka Nakua played at BYU, cold, used to it. Devontae Adams
Used to it.
played, used to it, played Green Bay. If you want to go even further, Blake Corum played in Michigan, understands the weather. Like, I don't think the weather is going to affect them. I don't think the weather is going to affect the Rams as much as people are saying it is. But you're right about one thing, Fog. You're right. The Rams just seem like they are on the cusp of just collapsing, and
Yep.
it's almost like they're due to be blown out. And
Mm.
I don't know. This might be the game. I don't know. Um, in Chicago, it's like on the cusp of, like, it's almost like they're a team of destiny. It really
Yeah.
is. Like, it almost like it feels like this is their year. They're a team of destiny. They're creating turnovers. Um, Caleb is playing out of his mind. I man, but then Matt Stafford, then I say that, and then Matt Stafford throws the game-winning touchdown against the Panthers, and I'm like, damn, Matt's a Hall of Famer. Matt's gonna win MVP. Like, man,
And
I
that can happen, but it just feels like
literally,
both these teams are on two different trajectories. One is waiting to lose, the other one's
I
waiting to
know,
win.
I know.
That's
One
the crazy part.
it seems like the Rams are trying to lose, or like they almost tried their damnness to lose against the Panthers. It was almost like they were like saying, yeah, we
Their
want to
last
lose.
three games of the season, it was like they
The
were
last
trying to
three
lose.
games, it's crazy. I'm gonna go Chicago on this as well. I'm gonna go Chicago. I'm gonna go the home team. But man, I'm gonna go back and forth in this. I can see myself flip flopping right when we get off the air, because I just the experience of the Rams
Yeah.
as well. Sean McVay, Matt Stafford, Super Bowl, like they were just there not too long ago. They had the
Yep.
experience. So like, and I no no actually they don't get a home game. They don't get a home game actually, no.
No.
Um no, I'm gonna go Chicago. I'll go Chicago. I think Chicago's gonna pull it off. At some point, Chicago's got to put together a game, though. Like, these comeback kids or these comeback cardiac cats, at some point, they got to put together a game where they just dominate or at least put a team away, and it could be this week.
If well, they would have to, because if they don't do that this week and they win and they
Yep.
wind up playing Seattle and having to go to Seattle, that could be the game that breaks the
That
Bears.
yeah, going to Seattle could break them. Yeah, that you're right. You're right. You're right. Well, they're gonna have to.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to, because they're Seattle's #1 seed. So either way, they're gonna have to. So yeah, unless miraculously the Niners beat the Seahawks, and then
Yeah.
they'll be at home. Both teams will be at home, Rams or Bears. So we'll see. So we both got the Bears. Okay. Last game, real quick. Little bonus game. Real quick. National championship. Monday, MLK Day. Miami 10 Miami versus number 1 Indiana in the Rose Bowl. I'm sorry, in dang, what is it? Oh my gosh, I was trying to thought. What bowl is that? Orange Bowl. Hard Rock
Orange Bowl.
Cafe.
Yeah.
Orange.
Orange
Yeah,
Bowl, Miami.
yeah, Miami. Fog. Who you got?
This is going to be tough because
Really?
I think I've said it all year. The best, the most complete team at all three phases of the game, special teams, defense, and offense, are the Indiana Hoosiers. You saw it on display last week.
And the oldest team.
They got the experience. They've
Yep.
got everything in their
Everything.
corner. You know what they don't have?
Who's that?
Star power players
They haven't had
on
it all
both
year.
sides. Yeah, they don't. And Miami is riding a wave
Man.
that Malachi Tony and that kid Fletcher Jr., if they're able to get going, dude, Miami can. I'm taking Indiana. I'm taking the complete team. But I truly believe that Miami could pull off the upset because they got the level of players, like star caliber players on that team to make it happen on both the defense and offensive side of the ball.
I think Indiana's gonna roll them. I don't. I think I've seen enough of Indiana now. I probably watched them 5 times, including these playoffs. So like 2 regular season games and a couple games in the playoffs, and they are. I mean, they don't have a lot of weaknesses. It's kind of wild. They don't have many holes in their team. Like,
Nope.
yes, I agree with you with one thing. I do agree with you on one thing that Miami has the star power. I mean, I am interested to see if they can get to Mendoza. I'm interested to see if that defensive line, that front 7 of Miami can get to Mendoza. Um, but if they do, I don't think it's going to matter because they can run the football. They got guys on the outside. Defensively, they are stout. They're just so well coached. Nothing
Mm-hmm.
phases them. They're never rattled. Like they're like it's like almost. I'm not gonna lie to you. They're such an experienced older team
Yeah.
that like it's almost like they're almost like a young NFL team, like a
Mm-hmm.
young NFL football team coached by, in my opinion, who's going to get to the NFL very soon in Kurt Signegi. He's not going to be a college coach for much longer, in my opinion. He's just waiting for the right job to open up in the league, and he's out of there. But they're
Yeah.
almost being coached by a college or NFL level coach. I just think they're gonna get rolled, Miami. I just do. It's been a nice story. It's been a lot of fun. I just think they're about to get rolled. I did not. I'm gonna lie, I'm not gonna lie to you. I knew they would beat Alabama. I didn't know they beat the shit out of Alabama. And then I knew they would beat Oregon. I didn't think they would beat the hell out of Oregon. Like,
But
like
again, they did it with defense, they did it on offense, they did it with special teams, like every phase. I was had a conversation with somebody that said, "Oh, I think Miami's going to beat Indiana," and I'm like, "Really? Why?" Well, you look at the special teams, turnovers, and every. I said that's been Indiana's forte all year.
literally,
They
like
win at every
they win
phase of it,
everything.
every
No.
facet of the game. They win. So it's like, oh, they blocked the punt. Okay, that's expected. This is what they got, the best special teams in the NCAA.
Like
they,
I at some point, Malachi Tony is a freshman. Like I get how good he is, but he's a freshman. Okay, like those, like I don't care, I don't care who, like what I'm trying to say. psyche-wise, he's a freshman. At some point, you're going to realize he's a freshman, and all that stuff is not going to matter. How good he's been, it's not going to matter against his team. It's just not. Carson, but I'll say this. I'm going to sit here and say this. Let me just say this. If they win this game, and Carson Beck has a good game, man, talk about his draft stock rising. Talk about his draft. I mean, honestly, both these guys have a lot at stake draft stock wise, right? I'm not a huge fan of Francisco Mendoza. I've said that. I have said if the Raiders want to further set themselves back even more, go ahead and draft Francisco Mendoza. Please go ahead and draft him and see what happens because he's not the guy. But yeah, I think there's a lot of NFL talent out there, a lot of players in this game that we're going to keep an eye on because we got some college stuff we're going to talk about, some NFL drafts coming up real soon. But I just think Indiana's going to roll them. I just do. And if they don't, I'm happy because I want a good game. I want a competitive game. Last year's national title game was very competitive. Ohio State, Notre Dame. It's kind of annoying, even though Notre Dame tried to make it a game. I want a good competitive game in the fourth quarter. I want both teams to have a shot.
I think we will get a very entertaining first half, but I think at the end, when the second half kicks in, you're going to see Indiana pull away. I wouldn't be shocked if Indiana wins by 17 points or more.
Oh, whew. So like 34, 21, 17, something like that.
I could see that. I could see that happen. Okay. That's what I believed was going to happen with Ole Miss and Miami. I thought it was going to be a close game in the first half, but Ole Miss was going to pull away. What I saw in the first half wasn't just a close game; it was an ugly game.
It's an ugly game.
An ugly game favored Miami. You want to play an ugly game with Indiana? That's fine. Indiana can win ugly too.
Yeah, I just hope they don't get rolled. I think they're gonna roll them, but I just don't want them to roll them. I'll give the final score. I think, yeah, I can see. I mean, I can see a 38-28 game. 38-28. I see Miami putting up some points towards the end. But Indiana, we're looking at that team, arguably the greatest college football playoff team ever, arguably, of this era since whatever the college football playoff came in 2014. They're up there. They're up there. Been 11 years now since the college football playoff has been around. So 12 years, whatever. It's one of the best. It's one of the best teams. So, all right, you picked Indiana, right?
I pick Indiana.
All right, Indiana. So I think the only game we differed on, I believe, was the Patriots. Texans at Patriots, which I think it's going to be a pretty good game. I'm looking forward to that. I guess that's going to be a good one. That's going to be a good one. But that does it for us. We want to thank you guys for everybody who tuned in on every platform that you were on. I know we are on a lot of platforms on YouTube. We got a lot of views, about 27 views on YouTube. Really appreciate you guys chiming in. Really appreciate you guys watching as well. I know it's kind of late on the East Coast over there, so I'm gonna let you guys go to bed. But hope you guys enjoy these great divisional round games. They say the divisional round is the best weekend in football, and I think honestly we're gonna get a lot of good games.
We might get that.
I think we're gonna get a lot of good games. I don't see any blowouts. On any of these games we just showed, including the national championship. Well, actually, the national championship is probably going to be a blowout. I'm looking right now. It's probably just be ready for a blowout. If it's not great, but the NFL games, I think we're in for a good weekend, Saturday and Sunday of good solid football. But again, thank you guys for joining us. Obviously, I'm Be Easy from Be Easy. The Fog. Please go support our pages. Be Easy Sports. I'm particularly biased sports. And of course, we are the two-man front, and we will see you guys next time.